Hey everyone, I hope you're having a really good day. It's Tuesday and you had a long Labor Day weekend, and I hope that Labor Day weekend was great and you got to enjoy yourself. But we're back in the thick of it. It's week 3, and I thought I would take a few minutes to talk a little bit about the microtheme paper. It's not due for a while. You have until Sunday, September 27th. Means we're going to get through all 4 weeks of the dystopian unit, and then it'll be due the Sunday after that. But I never think it hurts to kind of start thinking about it ahead of time and answering some questions that might be coming up for you. If you think about our unit, our dystopian unit, the materials that we've looked at are the Hunger Games, week 1. We looked at Unwind by Neil Shusterman last week. And then this week we're watching the second portion of the franchise of the Hunger Games, Catching Fire. And then week 4, we'll take a look at the short story Anthem by Ayn Rand. And I'm thinking that you're going to take a look at these materials and start to think about some analysis and some work that you can do around these materials. Now, you are free to use any of the ideas within your blogs to launch off of and to work within these papers. You could also be reading the blogs that other people have written in the class, and you could be looking at their ideas and you could be jumping off of those ideas. It could be a compilation of multiple materials that you want to address within your microtheme paper, and I can give you some ideas and some thoughts right now on how I think that could work. So for example, I've always said this in class, and I don't get to lecture to you guys, so you get these little crazy videos, but I've always said that if the Hunger Games is capitalism gone wrong, then Anthem is socialism gone wrong. And I think when you get down to Anthem, this will make a little sense to you. You'll see how both of these societies are fallen societies. Pan Am looks a little bit more maybe like America. It could have been America. And then Anthem doesn't really look like that at all. It has a different tone and tenor to it. And we'll talk about that more later on. But I definitely think there's a connection with government and how societies are governed, and how much freedoms and individual freedoms we have, which both of them are lacking. But I think it came from a different place. So that's just something that always stands out in my mind. And I'm just throwing out ideas for you so you can think about possible topics that you could work with your microtheme. Another one that I think is really interesting is you could play off of a theme or some themes that are happening within the materials. So for example, you could think about personal freedoms or the freedom of life or the right to life. In Unwind, it's pretty clear. I mean, they have put into law that abortions are illegal, and so there's definitely this unrest that's happening within their society. They also have agreed that unwinding is okay, which means they can use all of your body parts for their own, for other people, right? So they can go ahead and unwind you if they find that you're not, socially useful. So there is this idea of right to life, or human rights, or what rights do we have. I also think that that is addressed in Anthem in a different way. It may not be physical right to life, but in Anthem, it's really the power of individuality that becomes something that is unavailable to the community of Anthem, right? I guess you could call it a community. So you could think about some kind of theme that's going on, and you could address that. So there's multiple ways to go about it. Those are just a couple ways. You do not have to use my ideas. I'm sure you can come up with other interesting ways to look within this material. You're welcome to use as many pieces as you want to, but it really should have a pretty clear focus, your paper. As far as the nuts and bolts of the paper goes, it's 4 pages of text or body. And then a fifth page that's either a works cited page or a reference page, depending on if you're using MLA or APA format, which both of those are fine to use. You can use either one that you choose. I'm really familiar with both of them, so it's not really a problem. That could be really good because it means I'm a great wealth of knowledge. If you're struggling and you want some help with your reference page in APA, I can help you. It's also not so great because I know when things aren't right. So I do expect you to have correct references, correct works cited entries. I do expect you to do in-text citations from the sources within the body of your paper, and that those should be correct. You know, it should be double spaced because both of them are, MLA and APA are both double spaced, and that there should be an attention to correctness when it comes to citing. And I am a little bit of a stickler on this. And then that leads me to this other problem that I'm seeing a lot of in your blogs, and that's spelling and grammar. So there's just a lot of inconsistency with spelling and grammar, titles not being capitalized or italicized or put in quotes, depending upon what type of work it is. And those are all things that need to be cleaned up within the microtheme. I'm somewhat, you know, blasé and kind of kind in the blogs, but I will be expecting those things to be cleaned up within the microthemes. And I do expect there to be correct spelling and grammar, and it's just kind of all over the place in these blogs. Capitalizing I's and things like that need to happen. So I do have a higher expectation when it comes to these, and you should probably use your spell checker and Grammarly and think about commas and things like that. So really important that you pay a little attention to detail as we're moving forward with the microthemes. What else can I tell you about microthemes? I'm here to help. Don't struggle alone. If you have questions or you want to run by some ideas that you have for your paper, please feel free to reach out. You know, I'm always available on Zoom and through email. I try to get back to you as quickly as I can, and I'm happy to set up meetings if you want to do that. I think that's about long enough, and it's enough information, and I will leave it there. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Have a great day, and I'll talk with you later.